Patrick, I'm loving your cobalt blue.
Oh yeah, it's. I think cobalt is a very important color.
It is.
I think it, especially with this next discussion we're about to have. I thought it was important to kind of bring attention. To
I was just wondering if you planned your outfit based on our topic of cobalt mining and electric vehicles. I don't know. Going around Instagram, I've been seeing a lot of posts pop up with some Congo, of the feed. Right? Yeah, in the Dominican
Democratic Republic
of the Congo. So they have I think they produce 50% of the world's cobalt. So the mining is happening in that part of Africa. But the working conditions, I mean, these poor people, and it's not the first, it's not the last, and I'm sure it'll continue. The continent of Africa has tremendous resources, and probably another topic for a different day, but how the West destabilizes governments in Africa so that we can steal their resources and get them for a cheaper price. That's a different topic. But specifically today, we want to talk about cobalt because electric vehicles are very popular. I know even just today on the news here in Canada, our government has committed to, I think by 2040, it should be all electric vehicles, no more production of gas vehicles. So is it worth it? We're saying we're trying to save our environment, by driving electric. But what about the human cost of people in the Congo and what they have to go through? Like the average expectancy for a woman in Congo, her life is like 51 years old. Wow. And for a man is like 47 because of their working conditions.
To answer your question, is it worth it? Absolutely not. Not what we're putting people in the Congo through right now. They have miners who are there. They call them artisanal.
Now, while you're on it, let's just look at this clip right here, and you can see the working conditions here. So this is
crazy, right? Yeah. They have people, they call them artisanal miners, and that sounds like, that sounds very classy. No, it just means they're working by hand. It's just some poor guy, in some poor children with hammers mining cobalt, which, by the way, is a toxic substance. So that's not helping at all. People are crammed together, right, mining this by hand. Tens of thousands of people just jammed into this pit, mothers carrying children.
And it's not cold in Congo. It's not cool. It's hot. It's close to the equator. It's probably like, mid 30s, 40 degrees Celsius, 100 degrees Fahrenheit every single day.
Absolutely atrocious
blazing
conditions.
Sun. And you're just pounding that rock, literally.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. And it's, like Keisha was saying, like life expectancy, the health issues are dire, right? It's not great. It's on pace to be like, the next kind of blood diamond.
Yeah.
And wasn't Congo the
blood diamond
diamonds?
Well? Yes. Yeah. So again, the West continues to exploit Africa.
Well, this is the thing. Like, whenever there's an agenda of something being good, right? Where's it coming from?
Yeah.
Right? Now, I'm thinking that EVs are good, right? I'm not just going to jump to the conclusion because I haven't done my own research. And I like when you're making that decision, it's not because Elon Musk says it. And I'm a fan of Elon Musk for sure. I love the guy. He is one of my heroes. But I wouldn't just say that just because he says it's awesome it's good. There's always some agenda, right? And whether it be food, whether it be electronics, whether it be vehicles. There's someone's making money from it, right? Mm-hmm. And is it easy to say that, hey, it's green, it's better, it's beneficial?
It can't be green. I think we're being fed propaganda. Like if you really think about it, okay. And one of my second vehicle, we have an electric vehicle, so maybe I'm being a bit hypocritical, but it was a decision that we researched, and I don't buy everything that I'm being told that this is the answer to our environmental issues. I don't buy that. We bought it because it was a great price. We're in the market for a vehicle, and the government was offering incentives in order to get the vehicle because of the price point it was at. So it's not a luxurious Tesla, right? But when you think about the human costs, and I truthfully, when I was purchasing our electric vehicle, I wasn't fully aware of the cobalt mining. I don't know. I guess I was ignorant. This is just coming out. It doesn't come with a manual that how many people died to get the battery for your car or the cobalt. But that is literally what is happening.
Yeah, or how many thousands of millions probably of human years are lost. Right?
Yeah, for you to say that we're doing something that's going to save the environment. Like, what happens when that battery goes? It's not recyclable. Like, what about the environment then?
And you know what's so funny? And again, I think Teslas are pretty cool. I don't have one. Would I buy one? Maybe. Like, I've thought about it a few times. Not a big fan of how they look, but I think there's a lot of cool. I had a rental a few months ago, and it was pretty awesome. I was very impressed. But it's almost like, as you said, it's propaganda. Whoever buys it, it's almost like Apple. Like, I'm a Apple. I have propaganda with Apple. Like, I bleed Apple white or whatever you want to call it, and it's the same thing with EVs. Like, so I was speaking to someone. I had a rental, but the person I was speaking to had a Tesla, and he was just upselling. He was trying to sell me the Tesla the whole time. And he was saying how awesome the Tesla is, and every obstacle that someone else said, oh, how about this or how about that? He had a perfect answer for it. Right?
So he drank the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, and he drank the Kool-Aid. He was a fanboy. And I'm thinking, like, how much of it is true? I'm thinking possibly most of it's true. If not, I don't know if all of it's true. But this is the thing. If someone's going to make money, there's always someone being exploited, right? And, maybe in a year or two, look, how many years has the Tesla been out? The EV's been out. It's been like 10 years. And we're just finding out about this about 9 years later.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of a mainstream. And it's not even mainstream. It's just starting to become in people's radar. Maybe in a few more years, we're going to find out more things and about other things too, right? So that's why I don't buy stuff. I buy stuff, but I don't buy what people tell me.
Yeah.
Right off the bat. Sometimes I do, then maybe, I don't fall for it.
We got it because we drive a lot. And it's great on gas. Would I take my electric car on a long trip? No, because it extends my trip. I would drive my gas car. And also, everybody now is like, get electric. And we're also not talking about the drain it is on our existing grid in order to charge some of these electric cars. Yep. So I don't know. I don't believe that it is the answer to our environmental problems. But time will tell for sure.
I was watching I was looking at a LinkedIn post, and again, I get it. I understand both sides. Like, both sides there's always lies on both sides, right? So, one person, it seemed like, he's pro gas cars, pro energy, traditional energy, fossil fuel energy, and almost like, he's anti like battery, right? Mm-hmm. So he made this post, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he just made it was a very unbiased opinion, but he was, imagine a snowstorm, some, big accident happened. It's the middle of winter, and all of a sudden there's, hundreds of cars, and all of the batteries die. And then basically, because of the emergency, and because everyone's stuck for hours, the medical response finally comes, but no one can move the car because their battery died or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So the guy got blasted, absolutely blasted, right? And I'm thinking, like, people that are blasting it, are they just drinking the Kool-Aid, or are they actually research the subject and because it's the agenda that people are pushing, the government's pushing.
Yep.
EVs are great. Elon Musk is saying EVs are great. It's a great brand. Everything's awesome. But there's always someone being exploited.
Yeah. And, even in our great white North Canada, you could drive for 19 hours and you haven't left Ontario or Alberta. So you're saying, our government's saying by 2040 or 44, whatever ridiculous target he put out, it should be all electric vehicles. Like, is there going to be infrastructure to charge these cars when you're, you can't even get a cell phone signal? I was on Instagram and I saw someone, I think they're in Australia, and they were out in the middle, like in the outback, and there was a charging station for electric cars and it was being powered by diesel. And so they stopped. They're like, look at this nonsense. Like they had 2 charging stations, but it was being powered by diesel.
Does that
do you
count as
know-
net zero emissions because the diesel is
Do
powering
you
the environment?
know, because I have a background in energy companies, that 35%, I believe don't take the word for it, but I believe it's around 35% of electricity is produced by natural gas,
Yes.
right? Generators and stuff, right? So it's not like electricity is fully,
Green.
clean.
Yeah.